stockmarketfunding.com. We got a big short working on this Netflix. It's been a highly manipulative stock. Short sellers have been all over it. Not recently. They were walked all the way up here, and we were net short going into the earnings, and we're going to buy the dips against those put options because they're going to come off the bottom right here. Here's the low, $56. Because it's a high flyer, people take profits, and then the buy to cover, you have to buy it back. And that's how you get these bounces in after hours on these earnings reports. But we got a big down move, and there was some $60 puts bought below the market that go way out in the time frame. So we'll give you more of an update, but we'll trade off of the bottom tomorrow. If this thing holds that $55 area, we'll buy $55 calls that expire this Friday, trade those higher, and keep those $60 puts. We got some $65, and they're going to take it up off of the bottom, and they do this all the time in Netflix. So whenever it misses, you get these $5 bounces. It's going to have lots of trades going. It's going to be the same Netflix it's always been, MMT. And I can just tell you that there'll be a lot of controversy in the name. There'll be a lot of manipulation in the actual release of these reports of what they mean. And it was down 17% to 56-55 area in response to the earnings. Now, I'm not going to go through the total subs. They got their domestic streaming total subs, Q3 performance versus guidance. So they're coming out with their consolidated global plan, their domestic DVD, their international streaming. What total subs in Q4 and international streaming? 4.31 million versus the guidance of 3.9 to 4.4. And paid subs in Q3 were 3.69 million versus guidance of 3.3 to 3.8. It's not that it's all bad right there in the international streaming. Let's take a look at domestic streaming. Total subs in Q3, 25.10 million versus the guidance of 24.9 to 25.7. So they're kind of right in there. Net adds, 1.16 million versus the guidance of 1.0 to 1.8 million. So that's right in there. Paid subs in domestic streaming, Q3, 23.8 million versus guidance of 23.5, 24.1 million MMT. The revenue side in Q3 was 556 million versus the guidance of 552 to 559. So they're kind of right there in the channel range of some of those things. Let's take a look at the domestic DVD. Total subs 8.61 million versus the guidance of 8.35 and 8.65. So there's going to be some controversies in these numbers, and you know, the people that were squeezed, the short sellers have been over it because of the fundamentals. Fundamentals aren't looking as bad as they once did. Now let's go to global, consolidated global, net income loss, Q3, 8 million versus the guidance of 6 million to 8 million. So that's right in line. They got these EPS, Q3 of 13 cents versus guidance of 10 cents to 14 cents, negative 10 to 14 cents. Positive, but Q3 Capital IQ consensus of 4 cents. Q4 Capital IQ consensus is to lose 10 cents. So they're not losing as much money as they were. However, it will come down in these lower levels at support and be tradable off the bottom. Yes, the short's working by $10 at the moment. Yes, it hit $56. I just read the report and we're off of there. We'll look at buying off the bottom and selling it. We have the put options overnight, so you can buy the equity long and then sell it. Buy the equity and short the equity and go long in the after hours like we're doing here now. That's how you pay for the position.